Another important partner for us, the International Union for Public Transport, and I've got the Secretary General here with us, Mohamed Mezghani. Thank you very much for joining us, Mohamed. We are also going to talk about public transport because that is one of those public services that cannot stop and that is not stopping and that is helping us get to the spaces where we need to be while in this confinement. And we are going to dedicate a session to this, but do you have any initial reactions that you would like to share from the perspective of our joint membership, because the cities in the International Union are mostly the cities members also of UCLG. Some initial thoughts for this group?
Thank you very much, Emilia. Can you hear me? Yes, thank you very much. So, and thank you for taking this initiative and also for inviting us to take part in this session. And I'm happy to welcome you home because we are all working from home. I mean, as far as UITP is concerned. So transport is at the same time very impacted by the crisis, of course, but plays a central role as a response to this crisis. So it's vital for the society, vital for the economy. So I would like to highlight three priorities really very, very quickly. First is that we have to keep public transport running and ensure the continuity of the service, because there are people that need this service, public transport. They cannot move with the alternative mode of transport, and also especially to transport the healthcare personnel. And so this is really very important. The second aspect is that we must ensure that all the public transport workers, I mean the staff, the drivers, are protected. So, and for that we need, to have the needed equipment, sanitary equipment available for them, the masks and the sanitizers. Also, we are taking measures to separate the drivers from the rest of the travelers. For example, we don't use anymore the front door to access the bus. There is no more ticket vending in the on board, etc. But the problem is that this equipment is not available everywhere. And so it's important that the competent authorities, they take the measures to guarantee the availability of this equipment if we want to ensure this continuity of the service. And the third aspect is about the financial impact, because as you may have noticed, the ridership of public transport is decreasing a lot. It's now about 80 or 85% less public transport users in many cities of the world. Is also good in a way, because we ask people to stay at home. So it's good that there are only those who must travel that are using public transport, but this comes with an important financial impact on public transport companies. So we must make sure that the whole ecosystem will survive. And really, I mean, it's not just the public transport companies, it's also these SMEs working for these companies, the suppliers, subcontractors, etc. So, and it's important that we take exceptional measures to support the sector. And many officials are talking about air transport and about supporting air transport, but public transport has a vital role. And if we don't support this sector, we will face a lot of problems once the crisis is over. So it's important really to have a focus on that. So in UITP, we have also developed a number of guidelines on how to deal with the coronavirus in public transport systems. We have organized webinars, sharing also good practice cases. We are daily monitoring how the public transport networks are acting in this context. And of course, all this data is available, and all the guidelines are publicly available. We translated them into many languages. And also, I would like to offer, I mean, because you said earlier that it's about learning and solidarity, and really, we are available to organize a webinar for the city authorities and for the network present here in this session, organize a webinar about public transport and coronavirus and how to deal with the pandemic and in the transportation sector. Thank you very much for offering me this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Mohamed. And indeed, we are trying to build on the things that you know, that you have been learning from and shared with this group of cities. And we'll have a dedicated session on this. But some of your guides and protocols are things that we are already sharing with our membership. I think you're absolutely right. It's very, very important to realize that maintaining the whole ecosystem of public transportation comes at a cost, but it's a worthwhile cost that we cannot let collapse, so that the aftermath is also resilient.